The Tennessee Titans starting offensive line appears to be set, but after a fantastic performance against the 49ers, Andrew Rupcich might be fighting for a starting role. I'll show you what I saw on tape on today's film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans. Titans fans, welcome into another film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, 25 years as a Tennessee Titans fanatic. I've covered the team for Sports Illustrated, USA Today, and I've hosted the #1 Tennessee Titans podcast in the world, Locked On Titans, for 5 years running. I'm also a certified film junkie, breaking down the X's and O's with you guys all year long. On today's film breakdown, we're going to look at the performance of Andrew Rupcich, the third-year offensive lineman. He had a great game against the San Francisco 49ers, and I think he has a real shot to get a starting role for this team sooner or later. Before we dive into today's film breakdown, do want to remind you to make sure that you get subscribed for year-round Tennessee Titans film content. Also, throw a thumbs up on the video, throw a Titan up in the chat, and with all that being said, as we always do, let's step into the film room. So first, we're going to look at Andrew Rupcich in run blocking, and I think this is where he can shine for the Tennessee Titans. We already know that Bill Callahan is looking for bigger, stronger offensive linemen than what the previous Titans regime is looking for, and Andrew Rupcich definitely hits those marks. He's about 318, 320 pounds, 6'5", and was a former college offensive tackle. He came out of NAIA, a very low level of college football, but he's found a home here with the Tennessee Titans after coming out of the undrafted free agency in 2022, and he might be ready to finally take that step up. And on this play right here, it's going to be a simple trap play for the Tennessee Titans. You're going to see Daniel Brunskill with a down block right here. Latavius Simmons is going to get up to the second level. We're going to have a down block here by Jalen Duncan, and then you're going to have David Martin Robinson get up to the second level, Kyle Phillips get up to the second level, NWY get up to the second level, and the Titans are going to purposefully leave this rusher free to come inside, because what they're going to do is they're going to have Andrew Rupcich on a pull to meet this guy right here and kick him out. So excellent design by the Titans in the run game. Bill Callahan, Brian Callahan, good stuff there. But the key block here is that Rupcich is able to physically displace this free rusher on his pull. And that is exactly what he is able to do. And it ends up springing Hassan Haskins for a big run. Bam! Look at that contact right there. Look at that contact. Bam! Absolutely drives his man in the chest. This is a great block. And look, the blocking scheme is so good that David Martin Robinson right here, he doesn't even have anybody to block. He's just here like, who can I hit? What can I do? Because the Titans have more hats than the San Francisco 49ers have defenders. So really good kick out by Andrew Rupcich. And again, the Titans are going to incorporate more gap scheme, more power scheme runs compared to the zone runs that they used primarily through the Derrick Henry era. And we could see how they can be effective against defenses that are over aggressive and want to penetrate and get upfield. So great job there by Andrew Rupcich to execute his block, and it springs a big run for Hassan Haskins. So on this next rep from Rupcich, it's a different situation. He's not pulling in an individual situation. He is going to be double teaming and then taking care of business after the double team is complete. So the Titans are going to run a basic inside zone run here. You want to call it duo, you want to call it inside zone. That's been a battle that's been raging on in football communities for all eternity. I'm not wading in those waters, but what you have is a double team right here between Duncan and Latavius Simmons, and then you have a double team right here with Andrew Rupcich and Daniel Brunskill. And the idea is that Daniel Brunskill and Rupcich are going to get initial double team displacement, so knock this defensive tackle off the line of scrimmage, creating more room. And then Daniel Brunskill, because it's easier for him, is going to slide up to the second level. Now, because this double team right here with Latavius Simmons and Jalen Duncan is not executed well, this isn't going to be a productive play for the Titans. But again, we're here to focus on Andrew Rupcich, and watch how after the double team, once he's left in a one-on-one situation, he delivers a pancake. Rupcich was serving breakfast out there, and it's a fun thing to watch. There's the double team. All right, and what they do is they flip this defender this way. And what happens is that allows Rupcich to wiggle his hips and get proper leverage. And now Brunskill can climb to the second level, and Rupcich is one-on-one with good leverage. But again, Rupcich is serving free breakfast like a continental breakfast out here, and he puts the pancake down on the ground. I mean, that's just a great individual block. Again, the play isn't productive, but we're focused on Andrew Rupcich, and he does such a great job here of executing the double team. He gets help to get his leverage, but once he gets his leverage and he's left on an island, he handles business. Bam. So on this one, we're going to have a classic halfback lead. So the Titans are going to bring the tight end into the backfield almost as a fullback. And then what you're going to have is you're going to have two double teams, one right here between Simmons and Duncan. And then you're going to have another one here between Brunskill and Rupcich. You're going to have David Martin Robinson as the F tight end just come through here as a lead blocker. So just typical halfback lead. But obviously we're focusing on Andrew Rupcich, and he does such a great job here of getting displacement on the double team, which is the number one goal that he has to accomplish. And then he moves up to the linebacker here and does such a great job of taking bodies and just moving people. At the end of the day, football is won in the trenches, and football is a game of moving another man against his will. And Andrew Rupcich, at his size, 320 pounds, he is definitely able to do that. There's the double team. Look at that displacement. Look at that hole that is created right here with this double team. And then you have a lead blocker coming through. I mean, that is excellent stuff right there. It may be 2-on-1. It's a double team, but there are players in the NFL, and Titans fans are hoping that T'Vondre Sweat is one of those players who don't get moved by these double teams. And Brunskill is super high in his stance. So Rupcich is really doing the bulk of the work right here. And then what he's going to do is he's going to slide off to number 50 and get good push right there as well. Bam. See him get to 50? They drive the double team so far. They drive that double team so far that he's just able to slide right to that linebacker and create a hole. I mean, it's really good stuff right here. Really good stuff from Andrew Rupcich. Boom. Opens up a great hole. So one of the things I really like about this film breakdown and the performance from Andrew Rupcich on Saturday night is the variety of things that we see him do. On the very first play, we saw the pull and we saw the kick out. Then we saw the double team executed where Rupcich was responsible with the man on the line of scrimmage, and then his partner in the double team climbed to the second level. We just saw a double team where he climbed up to a linebacker, and here there is no double team. It's Rupcich's responsibility just to get to the second level immediately, which we've been talking about the power and the strength that he has, but now we're talking about having good athletic ability, and that's part of being an offensive lineman as well. So Rupcich is kind of going to get just a two-handed push on the defensive lineman, and then he's going to climb up to the second level. He's going to get a hat on a linebacker, and he's going to do his job, and that's exactly what you're asked to do. And if Rupcich ever does make it into the Titans starting lineup, I believe it would be at the right guard position. He would be the fifth best offensive lineman in that unit. He would just be responsible with doing his job. You don't have to make fantastic plays here. Just do your job, and that's exactly what he does right here. You get the shift by the lineman. That changes responsibilities. So now he just gets hands on that defensive lineman to make sure that Jerron Christian can get proper leverage. So that's just a little touch. He doesn't have to do a lot, but just a little touch can help out his offensive line partner. And now it's his opportunity to get to the second level. Boom. Hat on the... Look how well that is executed, and look at that hole for Hassan Haskins. Now, Hassan Haskins runs like he's in combat boots. I think he's a special teams only player, in my opinion, while he still provides value. But a better running back would be able to really hit this wide open hole and get some big yards. And Rupcich does a great job of helping his teammate with a two-handed shove, but then getting to his primary responsibility, which is taking care of that linebacker. So I really love these reps from Andrew Rupcich. He was the highest rated offensive lineman of the entire, I think he was the highest rated offensive player on Pro Football Focus from this game, and you could see why. Boom. Really good job there. Really good job. Now, let's take a look at Andrew Rupcich in pass protection. So first things first, I'm just going to show you the play because it's a pass play and you need the full field view to understand how the play worked. This is going to be a dump off to David Martin Robinson, Titans undrafted free agent rookie tight end, who I think also had a very good game with 2 catches and showed versatility to not only be a traditional wide tight end, but also be a move tight end in the Titans offense. So you're going to get Mason Rudolph, quick throw out to the flat, David Martin Robinson, good gain down the sideline. Looks like a great play, but look closer at the end zone view here. You're going to have Andrew Rupcich at left guard, and this is going to be just a one-on-one match, him against the defensive lineman. And look, when you play in the interior trio on the offensive line, a lot of the time, you're not just having a one-on-one block. You're going to be working with the center. You're going to be working with the tackle to take on guys. But this is just a one-on-one situation for Andrew Rupcich, and he absolutely dominates the rep. Boom, hands inside. That is key for the offensive line. You got to get your hands inside. You play football, you know how the shoulder pads rest on the shoulders. They're right on your breastplate, right here. What you want to do as an offensive lineman is get your hands inside of that breastplate. That's not holding. If you're inside, you're not holding, okay? And that's what you want to do so you have control of the defender's chest. Look at the wide base from Rupcich as well, so that he can anchor down and get that ass down and make sure that he has a good center of gravity so that he can't be pushed back. All right, I know that it sounds goofy, no diddy, but you got to have a good ass and you got to have good hips if you're going to play on the offensive line. Look at that rep. That is total control. Look, he's not too far over to where he would fall forward and lose balance. He's just in perfect position. I'm just so impressed by his technique here. And Andrew Rupcich was one of the greatest offensive linemen in NAIA history. He was the only player from that level to go to the combine, to play in, I think, the NFLPA Bowl the year that he came out, which was 2022. And you could see why a guy from that level of football got the opportunity that he got with the Titans and in the combine and in the bowl game, because he's just a really solid player. It's just a really, really solid rep here. All right, so continuing looking at the pass protection reps from Andrew Rupcich. Again, as I just explained, a lot of time when you play on the interior trio, you're not going to be just going one-on-one all game long. That's not what's going to be repeatable, or, it's not going to be a situation that you're found in a ton. And we see that here. And one of the key phrases that I've learned since I started covering the Titans and watching film consistently from the NFL level is, as an offensive lineman, you must, quote unquote, find work. Okay, at the end of the day, most of the time, there are going to be 4 pass rushers. There are 5 offensive linemen. So if you're the offensive lineman that is not directly in contact with a defender, with a rusher, then you need to do something. Just standing there looking around ain't going to get it done. Find work, okay? And I got 4 reps right here where Andrew Rupcich does a great job of finding work. And you can see how important it can be and how much it can mean to certain plays. Here, Treylon Burks gets his only catch of the game on Saturday night. He breaks a tackle. What? Treylon Burks broken tackle? Take a drink. I mean, just a crazy sight that we haven't seen enough of. But Andrew Rupcich doing a good job here helps make this play possible for Mason Rudolph and Treylon Burks. Catch, comes back to the ball, breaks a tackle, bounces through, gets hit, but hey, that's good stuff from Treylon Burks. So now that we look at it from the end zone angle here, again, the idea is that Rupcich and Brunskill are going to take this man, but eventually Brunskill has it figured out, and Rupcich knows that. So instead of sitting there, playing grab ass, lollygagging with his, hands in his pockets, he goes to find work and ends up going over to help Jerron Christian and make contact on his man as well. All right, secure. Defensive lineman starts to come inside, pass him off to Daniel Brunskill. Now go hit somebody. Boom. And these situations where offensive linemen are just finding work, these are some situations where you could see some of the most vicious hits in football, because these offensive linemen know I am going for your rib cage and I want you to feel it. I want you to have trouble breathing after the play. This is the level of physicality that is required at the NFL level, and Andrew Rupcich displays the ability to do it. So, again, we'll just take a look at the full rep one more time. Good stuff from Rupcich here. Bam. Good job, Traylon. So now we're down at the goal line. It's just another example of Andrew Rupcich finding work. And this is going to be a complete pass to Julius Chestnut out in the flat. Good play by San Francisco's defender there, nonetheless, to get that guy down and not let him break the tackle and get into the end zone. But look, Rupcich is one-on-one, okay? He's right here, one-on-one. He's going to pass off this guy to Daniel Brunskill, which Daniel Brunskill had a very good game as well, which you would expect. He was a starter all year last year. So he's a low-level starting offensive lineman in the NFL. You would expect him to have good plays in this scenario against backups. But once the defender is passed off, Rupcich, look at Rupcich's head. Look at him right there. Look at him start to look. I'm looking. I'm passing off, and I'm looking. And the ball may be out, but the whistle has not blown. And Andrew Rupcich is ready to take your ribcage. Let's get a better look at it here. Let's go back to the field view completely, and you can get a better look at it. So you see him turn his head there, and then, bam, hits him. All right, that is what you're looking for. Find some work. So, again, I like what I see from Andrew Rupcich here. All right, we'll go quickly through the next two. This is an incomplete pass from Mason Rudolph down the sideline on the left-hand side. But Rupcich, once again, same thing, just finding work. Comes out, boom, right here, makes contact, passes him off to Brunskill, and then goes to help Jerron Christian. And this is just important activity from a guard in the NFL. Bam, comes over to hit him. And I love the fact that the play is almost over on both this one and the last one. The ball is out of Mason Rudolph's hands. But Rupcich doesn't care. The whistle hasn't blown. I'm going to hit somebody, okay? And I just love that sort of football mentality. Bad throw by Mason Rudolph, though. It wasn't even close, man. What are we doing out here? But anyway, we'll look at it here, see if we get a better view of the secondary action. Hands on, pass off. Boom. Hits a guy. And then we will go to our final play. All right, so this one is another incomplete pass from Mason Rudolph. Wasn't Mason Rudolph's best performance, if I'm honest with you. That's a conversation for the Locked On Titans podcast, but nonetheless, going to be an incompletion. But again, you see Andrew Rupcich at left guard, hands on, passes him off to Daniel Brunskill. Once he knows that he's taken care of, bam, he can go hit the and imagine how annoyed you would be on this drive or on this sequence of drives as that outside edge rusher. Like, the ball is out, the whistle hasn't blown, I get it, but man, just stop hitting me, man. I'm tired of it. And think, if Andrew Rupcich was playing next to a better offensive tackle and they were holding him up, he could really get some kill shots on the rib cage. And, that to some of you, we say, oh, why are you trying to hurt people? But football is about taking another man's will, okay? So, yes, I want to hit you so hard that you're hurt. I want to knock you out of the game. I want to hit your quarterback so hard that he cannot play in this game anymore. Whether you like it or not, that's a part of football. I want to hit you so hard that I hurt you and you cannot play anymore. So it's not about trying to hurt guys. It's about playing physically. And at the end of the day, I want to physically intimidate you to the point where you can no longer continue. It's a battle of wills. Pass him off. Go find work. Bam. He's right there to hit him. So, really great stuff from Andrew Rupcich here. A really good game. Again, he was the highest graded offensive lineman. I think the highest graded offensive player for the Titans. Maybe Bryce Oliver, the wide receiver, was better. But this is the type of performance that catches the eye of the coaching staff. So, keep that in mind as the preseason progresses. All right, Titans fans, I hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown of Andrew Rupcich's performance against the San Francisco 49ers. Again, the starting offensive line does appear set, but I think that Rupcich has a very good chance to break into the lineup and battle with Dylan Radins for that starting right guard spot. It's definitely going to be something that we watch, and either way, even if Rupcich doesn't make it as a starter, still going to be solid depth for the Tennessee Titans going forward. So again, make sure that you get subscribed, stay subscribed, throw a Titan up in the chat, throw a thumbs up on the video. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, and as I always tell you, tighten up.